Not counting gang violence. Great.
The shooting death of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk marks the latest in a troubling rise of politically motivated killings and assassination attempts in the United States, according to James Allen Fox, a criminologist at Northeastern University. Kirk was fatally shot during an outdoor speaking event at Utah Valley University. Graphic footage circulating on social media captured the moment a bullet struck Kirk in the neck before he was rushed to a nearby hospital, where he was pronounced dead. This incident follows a series of politically charged attacks. In 2024,
take a look at what happened.
there were 2 assassination attempts on former President Donald Trump. Earlier this year, a Minnesota lawmaker was killed at home, while another lawmaker and his spouse survived an assassination attempt. In December, the CEO of United Health Group was shot and killed on a Manhattan sidewalk. Utah Governor Spencer Cox described Kirk's killing as a political assassination, a sentiment echoed by Trump and other figures. Fox notes that while the total number of fatalities remains relatively small, there has been a discernible increase in politically motivated killings, attempted killings, and violent threats. Of course, we're still talking about small numbers in terms of actual violence, he explains, but the sheer volume of threats is a significant concern. He observes that threats against legislators, judges, and other political figures have increased, a trend he attributes to the increasingly heated rhetoric from politicians today. Politicians now say things they would have never said decades ago, Fox adds. Although Europe has experienced several high-profile attacks on politicians in recent decades, assassination attempts remain comparatively rare. The U.S., however, stands out for its high incidence of mass shootings and politically motivated killings, largely due to its significantly higher rate of gun ownership. Data from the Center for Strategic and International Studies, CSIS, highlights a dramatic rise in attacks and plots motivated by partisan political beliefs since 2016, including incidents targeting elected officials, political candidates, party officials, political staff, and offices. Over the past 5 years, the U.S. has seen nearly 3 times as many attacks and plots as it did in the previous 25 years, making political violence at its highest level since the 1970s, according to Reuters. Fox emphasizes that the nature of the violence has shifted. Whereas in the 1990s, anti-government militia movements primarily targeted government buildings or employees, today's perpetrators increasingly focus on individuals associated with opposing political factions. There's been a shift from expressing violence against the government as an institution to targeting partisan individuals representing opposing views, he explains. However, Peter Fraunholtz, assistant teaching professor of history and international affairs at Northeastern University, warns that establishing a clear motive can be difficult even when the target appears politically affiliated. Investigators are still working to determine the motive behind the targeted killing of Minnesota lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, and no definitive motive was ever identified in the 2 assassination attempts on Trump. Fraunholtz notes that in an era marked by economic, cultural, and social anxieties, political polarization has acquired an existential dimension. Each tribe or faction sees the other as contributing to the imminent destruction of American norms, values, and liberties. Fox also highlights the role of social media in exacerbating polarization and inciting violence. Platforms like Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok have enabled like-minded individuals to connect, reinforce their views, and escalate political tensions. Data confirms growing political polarization in the U.S., with a 2025 Gallup poll showing more Democrats and Republicans identifying with the extreme ends of the political spectrum. Americans increasingly disagree on shared facts, and a significant portion of the population reportedly fears a potential civil war. Fox further points to the cultural shift in expressing political identity. I don't recall a time in the past when people openly displayed their party affiliation in daily life, he says, but MAGA hats, now popular, clearly signal one's political stance. This visibility is unprecedented in modern times. Despite ongoing speculation, Fox urges caution in drawing conclusions about Kirk's killer. Investigators report obtaining high-quality video footage of a suspect and have released several images of a person of interest. The manhunt continued into Thursday afternoon. Kirk's death prompted widespread condemnation from politicians across the political spectrum. Former President Joe Biden stated on social media, "There is no place in our country for this kind of violence. It must end now." Jill and I are praying for Charlie Kirk's family and loved ones. Trump announced that he would award Kirk a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom.